singing, hey mama, don't stress your mind, we coming home tonight. Hey mama.
Hey guys, my name's Annika Jamal and welcome to my channel. So this is a makeup tutorial on 3 different people, which is myself, my mum and my cousin sister. It is a get ready with us as we are heading to Guildford to the groom's house. So yeah, let's get right into it. After I prepped my skin with some moisturiser, I just went in with the YSL foundation in the light shade on my eyelids because it works as a really good primer, and then I set it with the RCMA No Colour powder. Using the Huda Beauty palette, I took the shade Eden as a transition shade in my crease. I layered over it a few times to deepen up the colour and also blended it in a lot and went back and forth continuously until I got the pigmentation that I wanted. After that, I went in with the shade Amethyst and then deepened up over the crease colour to make it a bit more pinky and purpley because my clothes were purple, so I kind of wanted to match that. I then went in with the NYX glitter glue and used that as a base for the glitter that I was about to put on, which is also from NYX and it is in the shade 5. It's a golden colour. It went on so well. I was so surprised. This was the first time ever I've used loose glitter on my eyelids, but what I had to do was go back and forth later on to make sure that there wasn't any harsh lines. So I went in with more of the shade Eden and more of the shade Amethyst to ensure that there wasn't any harsh lines or crazy chunks of glitter on my eyelid. So then everything looked all seamless and smooth. Once I was happy with that, I wiped my face with a face wipe to get rid of anything that had fallen on my face and swept all of that away. And then I went in with an eyeliner. This is a NYX eyeliner, I believe, and I really do like this eyeliner. NYX have really good stuff and I really trust this eyeliner because it does not move all day. Because my eyes are so small, I have to make sure that my eyeliner is quite thin and close to my lash line. I also did a tiny flick and went back and forth to ensure that the line is nice and smooth and didn't have any breaks in between. Using a black eyeliner, I then went in with the e.l.f. pencil liner and tight lined with that on both my lower lash line and also my top lash line. After that, I just went and highlighted the top of my brow bone and made sure everything was very blended. I then went in with the shade Amethyst and washed that under my lash line. The foundation I used is Nars Sheer Glow in the shade Stromboli, and I also added a touch of the YSL foundation in the shade BD50 and then wiped that on my face using a face brush by e.l.f. which unfortunately has been ruined now because it fell apart, but I just used that in this video. And then I also pushed that product in with a foundation sponge, and then using the Makeup Forever concealer in the shade 7, I just put that underneath my eyes, the bridge of my nose and my chin, and those are the areas that I like to highlight, but I felt as though that wasn't enough coverage for some reason. So then I went in with the Collection 2000 concealer and then just did the same thing. So after blending all of that in, of course I had to set it with the RCMA No Colour powder, and I just dusted that all over my face and focused it in the places where I concealed. Then I went in with the shade Amethyst again and just dusted that on my lower lash line. Lower lash line eyeshadow just completes a look. I also intensified the other parts of the eyeshadow because I felt like some of it may have gone away after all the powder and other things that I put on my face. Then I felt kind of eyebrowless, so I went in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz and just shaped my brows with that. As you can see, I'm just brushing through them and then going through it with the colour. So right now my face is all the same shade, which is why I look a bit ghostly. So taking the bronzer in this Tarte palette, I just bronzed up my face a little bit, but I felt like that wasn't enough, so then I went in with the Balm bronzer. I then also used the Balm blusher, and this is a great shade for brown skin tone. If you're looking for a good blush, then choose this one, it's really good. Then to clean up that bronzer, I then went in with the RCMA No Colour Powder again, just to fix that line, because I love a sharp contour. Then using the L'Oreal highlight on the tops of my cheekbones. Using the Lash Sensational mascara, I'm just focusing this on my lower lash line now. This is the MAC lip pencil in the shade Chicory. I'm just outlining my lips with this, and then afterwards I went in with the shade Frick and Frack by Colourpop. And that's me done. So then this is my mum, and I'm just moisturizing her face. And then I went in with the same YSL foundation in the shade BD35, which is extremely light, so I used this as a base. And then I did a very light dusting of the shade Eden on my mum's crease. Now this bit was a massive fail. I thought I could go in with a eyeliner, but this turned into a disaster. So then I just thought, allow it, and then I just redid all of the base, and then I just went in with a pencil liner instead. This is the Clinique foundation in the shade 8, and my mum's a lighter shade than me, so I mixed that in also with the shade 35 by YSL. Then after blending all of that in, I took the Makeup Forever concealer and just blended that in to highlight her face a little bit. Using a beauty blender, I blended all of that in. I find it a lot easier to use beauty blenders on other people than face brushes. And then afterwards I set all of that down with the RCMA No Colour Powder again. She needed some colour back into her face, so I went in with this bronzer from that same Tarte palette and just bronzed up her face a little bit. Then I added some blush too, and my mum loves a little blush. After that I used the same eyebrow pencil that I used on myself, and then just carved out her eyebrows and gave it some colour and definition. I just followed her natural eyebrow shape and just added a little more dimension. After that I used the L'Oreal highlight again, and my mum hates having glitter on her face, but I convinced her that it's not glitter, it's just a sheen, and then she was okay with it. And then afterwards I went in with the shade Spice MAC lip pencil and just carved out her lips, and then went in with the same shade that I used, which is Frick and Frack by Colourpop. Mum has such nice lips, honestly. She looked amazing by the end of this. So now that we've got two people done, this is my cousin sister, and I'm just creating a clean base to start with, and then going on with some primer for the eyelids, which is of course the YSL foundation. And then I just went in with a light dusting from the Prism palette by Anastasia, as she didn't want anything heavy. Then after that I went in with the foundation that I was using, which was in the shade BD50 by YSL, and then I just used a blending sponge and just pressed that into her skin. I used the same concealer and just used that to highlight her face and cover any dark circles that could have been peeking through. For some reason the lighting decided to change, but I just went in with the powder that I was using and just dusted that all over her face. And this just makes sure that nothing moves throughout the day. Unfortunately my camera stopped working and it skipped a lot of the steps that I did next, but in that space of time I basically just bronzed up her face, added a bit of blusher and did her eyebrows. Now I'm just going in with the shade Frick and Frack, and I noticed that this shade suits absolutely everyone. It's such a beautiful shade. Then I used the Kathleen Lights highlighter on the tops of her cheekbones, and I thought I'd brave it and add some mascara to her lashes. And this is the telescopic mascara, and I think it turned out quite well. I didn't get it everywhere. So that completes this video, and if you enjoyed it, remember to give me a like, comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.